Hey guys, it's Justin again with another video. This is kind of a different video than what we normally do. First of all, my wife is joining me. We're going to speed paint some minis. I'm going to go ahead and put those on the screen right now. So I watched a video from a YouTuber called Lyla. I'm doing this from memory, so I don't remember what exactly it is. But basically, she speed painted a mini in an hour. She did it in 3 phases, so 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, and then showed what it looked like at the end. And she stopped at every increment and kind of explained her process of what she'd done and what she planned on doing. So I'm going to cut the video here in a second. We're going to put our palettes together, and then we're going to start. I'm going to speed things up. We're just going to basically do the same thing. So 20 minutes, we'll stop, we'll see how far we are, what we've got, what it looks like, and talk about our plan going forward. And then we'll keep rolling. So I'll be right back. Alright, so my palette is broken down by what I'm painting, or what I plan on painting, what I think I'm going to use. So at the top, I've got the skin tones, starting from purple to a like a highlighted skin tone. It's the elven skin from the Army Painter. Next, I've got a couple of warm browns to yellow for the hair. And then I've got dark brown to warm brown for leather, some greens, some maroons. I don't know if I'm going to use these or not, maybe for like little accents and stuff like that. And then a couple of extra greens for the base, because there are some like foresty elements on my base. So what did you pick?
I don't know. Reds, blues, greens.
Okay, so a lot of warm colors and then a couple of cool colors.
Yeah. Kind of make it stand out a little bit.
There you go. So I'm going to start with this handy dandy brush. And the timer starts, so 20 minutes.
Thanks. Gross.
About a dark color.
Oh, how have the tables turned?
Okay, so I painted the whole thing with the exception of the lantern, and that's because I figured I could probably squeeze that in the next phase. You know, a little bit of silver. It just wasn't on the palette, or it wasn't, you know, it was over here. So I didn't want to sweat it too much. And the other thing that I wanted to change is the little coins and stuff she has hanging from the front of her sash. I just popped in some yellow. I'm going to paint those gold or bronze. But overall, I'm pretty happy. The cool thing about doing this is it kind of forces you to think on your feet about what colors you want to use. Going in, the only color I absolutely knew I was going to be using a lot of was brown, and that's because she's wearing leather. And then she's got like wood all around her on the base. So I knew that brown was going to be a prominent color, so I had to really kind of quickly put together what colors I thought would look good with that. So on the fly, I kind of mixed a little bit of that burgundy in for the corset. I used like a red for the back, you know, greens, and I think I'm pretty pleased with where it is right now. But we're gonna work on refining that further. Where are you at? How you feeling?
Rushed.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point.
I don't like feeling rushed. Well, I definitely got his cloak done.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had got the other hand done. Like, see.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, so far I like it.
Okay, so what are you going to do going forward? What are you going to, in the next 20 minutes, what are you going to try and knock out? What's the plan?
Let's see, the plan is to, of course, do his other hand, and then do his bow real quick, and like I said earlier, I'm not too worried about his skin because I just have his face in a tiny little bit of his hand, so they're like kind of like just slap it on. So I guess like his bow, the hand, and like his yeah.
His quiver?
Yeah.
So for me, I think I'm going to put a wash on the hair, and I'm going to work on the bandages while that dries. And then once the hair is good to work with, I think I'm going to put a wash on the entire outfit, and then finish up the hair. And then in the last block, maybe work on, you know, refining that, because I think it looks good. The colors are good, but I do want more definition in like her outfit. Mm-hmm. And then I think I'm also going to spend a lot more time working on the face, because that's a big focal point. So I want to make sure that her face looks good. Right now she looks a little bit like a Play-Doh monster, but you know, we'll see what happens. So let me go pause this. We're going to flip it over. I need to make sure I got enough room on the memory card for the next part, and then we'll jump back into it. That's right, get. Alright, round 2. 20 minutes.
Wait! I gotta get
Can I get in the zone?
Gotta get in the zone. Gotta have a sip of my water.
Alright. And go. That's not done as again. Okay, so 40 minutes. How you feeling? Any better?
No.
No.
A little bit.
So what'd you get done?
Okay, so I got done the bow.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like you got most everything done except for his shoes.
Yeah,
and a little bit of his hair.
Yeah. I was able to get the bow. The rest of his clothing. I just stopped my finger right in his hair. Most of his clothing, his bow, the quiver. I don't know why I can't remember that. His skin, I'm like, I don't know if it was like paint or if it was just me. I don't know.
Skin's hard to paint.
Yeah. But no, I'm feeling pretty good. I got his coating all done. So I just got to do his hair and the rest of the skin and his shoes.
So I went ahead and I kind of mixed my order of operations up a little bit than what I said I was going to do.
I did too.
I washed just about everything, and then I jumped right into the skin. I've got good highlights on the skin. I think the skin is almost what I'd call done. I think I might pop a couple extra little highlights, and I even went and I painted the whites of her eyes. I don't think I'm going to go any further than that because the details are really small. I started blocking in eyebrows, but I'm not crazy about it, so I think I might go back and refine that. I added some highlights to the cape, or well, her clothes basically, to the wood. Just about everything has been highlighted. But once I did the skin, I went in and I did the bandages. So the bandages are the only thing that I would completely call finished, because I don't plan on touching those anymore. But yeah, so this last 20 minutes, I'm gonna just spend like refining things a little bit further. I'm gonna try and get things like a little bit closer to done.
Yeah.
I would be happy leaving this as is. I think it looks pretty cool. But I think a little bit more will drive it home. So what are you gonna do with your last 20 minutes?
Definitely work more on her skin a little bit. Try and fix that up. Do her shoes. Finish I should say, and finish his hair. Then
that's another thing I need to push the yellow a little bit further.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Because I told you like a golden would look good with her, which that color looks good. but like maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
But,
Well,
yeah.
let's cut this, and then we'll come back in a minute if we still got time on the card. Alrighty. So, 20 minutes on the timer. You ready?
Yeah.
Go. Alright, so the last 20 minutes is done. How you feel about your mini? Are you happy with it? That's the big thing. You also have to take into consideration that you did this whole thing in an hour.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, do you think you did a good job?
I feel like I did pretty good.
What?
Paint look.
Oh, you even painted like the little, the backs of the arrows. I like that. I mean, you painted everything, so that's good. That's a start. You even painted his eyes, which if I had as few minis under my belt as you do, I wouldn't even dream of that. So good job there.
Thanks.
If you did this again, would you do it differently?
Yeah.
What would you change?
Probably the steps that I did it in.
Well, what would your order be?
probably focusing more on the skin a little bit. Like, I still think it came out pretty good.
It did.
But I'll focus more on there and not be too worried about the details. Like that on the first round of the 20 minutes, I was just trying to make sure it was all in the lines and
Yeah.
you know.
I think for an hour it looks pretty good.
I like it.
At the end, I feel like I went a little too saturated with my yellow for the hair, so I mixed up a little bit of like a previous tone with the yellow. I added a tiny bit of white to it, and then I kind of pushed it back, and then I washed over it. Besides that, I'm mostly happy. I painted dots in the eyes, and I didn't like it, so I went back and I got rid of those. She kind of looked a little derpy. I think the eyebrows came out pretty good. I just painted little thin black lines. If my brown was good enough, if it covered better, I would have liked to have done that in brown. But I'm not mad at it. I think it looks good, and you can see that it's there. The only other thing is, like, I also didn't realize this until we started the third set, is that I didn't even paint her knees at all. So, like, I was kind of, like, rushing to kind of, like, do the steps to get the knees to look the same, and they don't look great, but they don't look bad. And then with this mini being a 3D print at the scale that I printed it at, some of the detail on the corset was lost, so it was kind of hard to tell what was a wrinkle and what was supposed to be a detail and stuff like that. So highlighting that was a little bit difficult. But overall, I am pretty happy with what I've done. I painted the lantern. Like I said, I did the hair. I fixed that. I popped in a couple more highlights around the outfit. I finished highlighting and detailing her little satchel. I think I'm pretty happy with it. So, this was a really fun thing to do. I am generally pretty quick when it comes to painting, but I don't try to be quick or speed paint. I enjoy the process, so I get lost in it, and I end up I pick up speed as I go. But this was a fun challenge because I actually had a time limit, whereas normally I'll get lost in it. I'll just kind of do it. Another thing I want to point out is this sculpt has she's supposed to be holding a little bird, but that literally, as we were about to start recording the video, she popped off of her base and she fell off, and the bird just is missing. It's literally like a dot. But I printed a second one of these, and it's on a larger scale. It's about twice as big as this one. I also have a bust that I'm going to paint of this. I'm absolutely in love with this model. But the big one, the bird's intact. It's got way more support. So when I eventually get to painting that, I'm going to try not to rush through it. But I'm going to paint the bird and everything else. But besides that, this is a complete model. So I kind of want to challenge you guys to do the same thing. This was a lot of fun, especially doing it with her, because she doesn't paint a lot. She likes to sometimes, but I think it was fun to kind of push her a little bit, and it kind of pushed me a little bit as well. This wasn't me trying to say, oh, I'm better than her at painting, so let's see how much better my mini's going to look than hers. I kind of thought that first it would be fun to do something with her, but also to show people that maybe don't have as much painting experience that you can paint a whole mini in an hour, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to put some pictures up here at the end. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, subscribe, like the video. There's a coffee link down below. You can use my coupon code at Mechawarehouse, Justinius 10. That helps me out a little bit. Come hang out, say hi, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.